On AFL 23 launch day, I was up and about and excited. Look what I just got! Whoa, you little ripper dipper! Super excited to the core to play this. Can't wait! But that excitement was quickly taken away by disappointment. Flabbergasted! Hello everyone, welcome to my review of AFL 23. This is my 2 cents worth, and it's fair to say that the game has been a huge disappointment so far. So just like other people, I went out and got the game on the Thursday, launch day. I was really excited to get it. I got it. I then went home, put it in my PlayStation, waited an hour or so for the game to install and, download and all of that business. And then I got into playing it, and I was just met with bug after bug after bug. Now, usually, these days, when you play a game for the first time, the first releasement, there's usually a bug or 2 or 3, but not this many bugs. It was atrocious. Absolutely an atrocious experience playing the game for the first time on the launch day. I played a little bit on the Friday, didn't play any more until Sunday, where I only played about 15 to 20 minutes. I usually get a game for the first time and play it a lot the first few days. Haven't really done so with this game. And Big Ant should feel really disappointed and embarrassed, because this is unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable for any game, let alone AFL 23, given all the excitement around it, to have the amount of bugs that the game has. Now, they say that they didn't expect this to happen, but from the outside, it seems to me they haven't tested it properly. Now, good on them for releasing a couple of updates very, very quickly, but in my opinion, the updates haven't really improved the game significantly. So let me walk you through my cons, and it's fair to say most of the cons, if not all the cons, are in the gameplay itself. I can't seem to make a tackle to save my life. No matter how hard I press that triangle button, the tackle just doesn't seem to be laid on the opposition. The handballing has gotten a little bit better since the updates, but it's still quite unresponsive and sloppy. The AI is broken, completely broken. The way they move the footy is just bizarre. This has seemed to happen once the updates were installed, but I find myself going to kick the footy and then getting tackled, incorrect disposal, but the tackler, it feels like the tackler's quite a few metres away. So that seems to be an issue. Now, the cutscenes in between the breaks are a fantastic inclusion into the game, but they're only going to work if the right coaches are there. So I've been playing most of the games with the Western Bulldogs, surprise, surprise, and it's not Luke Beveridge addressing the players. It's some random bloke that I've never seen before. Like, what's going on there? Sort it out. And it's happened with other teams you play with as well, I see through social media. I'm sure you've all seen the hilarious footage of Adam Simpson as the goal umpire. Now that is funny. Absolutely hilarious. Who would have thought that would show up in the game? But that's another example of how broken the game actually is. There were no in-game stats at first, but if you go to the main menu, you can actually pull up the stats. But remember in AFL Evolution 2, the stats would show up at every break. Why doesn't that happen in AFL 23? It should happen at every break, the in-game stats showing up. You can't seem to make any tactics or select any tactics. The interchanges seem to not be working. Every game I've played so far, half the ground is empty. I even went to season, simmed right through to the grand final, went into the grand final and half the ground was empty. Like, that is just so unrealistic, and that's another example of how bad the experience has been playing AFL 23 right now. The game crashes on multiple occasions. At first, it was before I even got into the gameplay. The other night, I think it was Sunday night, I got through half a game and then the game crashed. I'm not sure if it's because I'm playing on PlayStation 4 or if it's just an issue in general for all consoles. It seems to be an issue for all consoles from what I can gather. And there's no state leagues, even though that was a feature that was advertised. Now, I don't play much of the state league teams when I play these footy games, but if you advertise a feature that's going to be in the game, for it not to be in the game at launch is a flabbergasting debacle. So I believe it's going to be put into the game in the next patch or whatever, but it's no excuse. It should have been in the game, as well as all these other features that were advertised. So, believe it or not, in my opinion, there are some pros. It's not all doom and gloom, although it mostly is, because the cons seem to override the pros at the moment for mine. But I do believe the graphics are better than AFL Evolution 2. And I think we expected that from the beginning, because it was quite clear that Big Ant made an enormous effort to face scan every player and coach into the game. And I have to say, most of the players look pretty good. And the overall graphics, you know, the score bug and that sort of thing, it looks pretty clean and pretty nice. I love the large selection of stadiums in the game. You've got the main AFL stadiums, but then you've got stadiums like Norwood Oval, which featured in Gather Round. You've even got these classic stadiums like Icon Park, Whitten Oval, Victoria Park. I love the academy and the community, the ability to be able to create a stadium, for example, players, clubs. You know, that's a great feature to have in any game, let alone an AFL game. I haven't looked at the management career too much because I've just been unmotivated to, play a career because the gameplay is just so woeful. But I have had a little bit of a look at the menus and all of that, and it looks pretty nice. And I love the bonus Guernseys for each AFL team, the ability to be able to pick between, 5 or 6 different Guernseys for each team. I think that's a pretty nice little feature. So do I recommend going out and buying the game right now? No, I do not. It's not worth your money. It's not worth your time, because the amount of bugs and issues that are in the gameplay of AFL 23 make the game hard to play. But I'm holding hope. I'm holding massive hope that Big Ant is going to make this right, because the base is there. There are some things in the game to like, and I just feel like if they fix these issues, get the gameplay to an acceptable standard, it's going to turn out to be an alright game. But the problem with Big Ant now is they've got some ground to make up. They've already made people wait an extra month to buy the game, except for Xbox users who have to wait another month. People have gone out and brought the game with huge expectations to only be met with the disappointment of all the bugs and issues that are in the game. And now they're going to have to wait an extra week or so for these issues to be fixed to make the game at a satisfactory level and to make the game actually playable. And that's probably going to turn customers away. That's probably going to make people return the game. That could even make people not even want to buy the game. Those people that haven't already bought the game, they might not want to buy the game now because of all the things they're seeing online about this AFL 23. So, Big Ant, they've got some ground to make up, but I'm hoping that they make this right, and I'm hoping that the game turns out to be a good one. Fingers crossed it does. Right now, though, it's a disappointment, and I wouldn't recommend buying it. So there you go. That's my review of AFL 23. Now, I will do potentially another one once the problems have been fixed and once we get a major update that is going to solve the problems completely. And I'm also hoping to do a management career at some point in the future, but right now I'm not going to do that because it's just the game is just too much of a bad experience to even be rolling out a management career. But hopefully the game gets fixed and I'll be able to provide that content for you right here on this YouTube channel. But thank you very much for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below your thoughts. Would love to hear your thoughts. Have you played the game? What do you think? Let me know. Have you returned the game? Have you still got the game? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to press that subscribe button for more content, including another episode of Bev's Footy Tips coming to you very, very soon. But until then, take care. Bye for now.